Annabelle, I read that you learnt a lot of your tips from your mother, is that correct?
Yes, I'm not a professionally trained chef. In actual fact, I'm a history and English teacher. So in actual fact, it's a complete change. But I love good food and I love teaching. So I think that whether it's history or English or whether it's food, it's still the same thing that you do, which is about getting people motivated to do something and share that love and share that enthusiasm. I mean, people talk about passion all the time, but I think it's more than that. It's a degree of energy, but it's also about keeping it real.
And what's the best tip you've ever learned from her?
Well, that's a good one. There were so many. But I would think the best thing is about learning about doing really good savoury cooking. She was always sort of at the pot or at the stove, adding little things, whether it be a bit of soy sauce or a little bit of this and that. And I think that building of flavours is something I've learned from my mother.
Yes.
But also to the other thing, on a personal level, my mother doesn't suffer fools. I mean, she's extraordinary. She can be with someone for like 20 seconds and work out that they're a total plonker. So I think I've learned my mother. I think, if I'm being honest, my mother would be, don't waste time on people who don't deserve you to waste the time on them.
Yeah. And what's one thing that you think all kids should learn how to cook?
Oh, that's a good question. I think I'd start with baking. I think if children start learning how to bake cookies and my scones, they're going to get encouraged and then move on. And then maybe learning how to roast a leg of lamb and things like that. But start out with baking.
Yes. And I know you have a famous cookie recipe. I've made it.
Ooh.
And what is your main tip? Do you use butter fresh out of the fridge or warm it?
I think it's important to get the butter out of the fridge and have it at room temperature. Don't warm it too much, or if it gets too soft, it's not going to work. But the same with eggs. If you're doing anything with eggs, make sure you get them out of the fridge and have them at room temperature. Really important tip.
Yeah. Okay. And one other strange question is, if you had to open a restaurant with any chef in the world, who would it be?
Mark Gregory, the chap I was just working with, mainly because he would tell me that it's a crazy idea. But he's actually just you want people that you can just completely have total confidence that they get you and know what to do.
Yes. And what's your dish to impress?
Oh, I think my scones. I think I'm going to go with my scones. I think those scones, those buttermilk scones, are just spectacular, and everyone loves them and they're dead easy. That's got to be the way to go.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hogueras de sonrisa así de pan, ya tuve